Thank you. Senator Smith.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you very much to both you and Ranking Member Bozeman for holding this hearing today. And thank you for being here, Mr. Chair. So the collapse of FTX has been shocking, but I think it would be hard to say it's surprising. There is still a lot that we need to learn about what's happened, but it looks like this crypto exchange and its related trading firm, Alameda Research, completely failed to safeguard the money that people entrusted them with. And we shouldn't lose sight of the fact that billions of dollars essentially evaporated overnight, and that was real money, including the retirements and savings of Americans who had no idea that their savings were at such risk. The fact is that these crypto assets are highly volatile and risky, and that risk is made worse by a lack of basic consumer protections. And this is why I've joined Senator Durbin and Senator Warren to call on investment firms like Fidelity to keep crypto out of retirement plans. Look, people can invest or bet or gamble or risk their money on anything that they choose to, but in a free and fair market, as you have been saying, Mr. Chair, they should at least be able to count on a fair playing field so they don't get gamed or scammed. So, Chair Benham, I'd like to look at FTX and the crypto world generally and just sort of make clear what's happening and what's not happening today. So exchanges and firms that buy and sell stocks and commodities are required to keep their company money separate from their customers' money. They can't gamble with their customers' money like it's their own. That's correct.
Correct.
And is that required of crypto exchanges right now?
No.
And does any federal agency have enforcement authority to require that?
I believe that the Securities and Exchange Commission has authority.
Okay. When a firm is being paid by their customers to give advice on how to invest their money, they are required to put their customers' interests first, not their own business interests. That's their fiduciary responsibility. That's correct, right?
Correct.
And is that required of crypto exchanges right now?
No.
And does any federal agency have enforcement authority to require that?
Again, and I'll clarify my previous response with respect to the SEC over security tokens only, not commodity tokens.
Right.
This is where the gap exists between us and the SEC. But based on my understanding and hearing from the chairman himself, that they do have the authority to police this market.
Okay. All right.
The security market.
Right, right. Because your distinction is whether what kind of a thing this
Token
is.
yes.
Is it a commodity thing or is it a stock thing?
Correct.
Right. Companies that are investing other people's money are required to get the best possible price by looking at the best deal across multiple markets, right? That's called best execution. Is that required for crypto trading right now?
No.
Okay. And is there any enforcement authority anywhere in the federal government that would require that?
Again, if my assumption based on the authority that the SEC has over securities and over security tokens, then they can impose the same requirements that they impose on traditional securities, then based on that sort of logic, they would have that authority over security tokens.
Okay. Okay. So, and I have one last question. So banks and other financial services firms have a duty to know who their customers are. That's how we protect against money laundering and keeping crooks and criminals from using legitimate businesses to wash their dirty money. Is that the case for crypto-related enterprises?
So I think this is a little bit distinguishable from your previous questions because this goes to some of the state money transmitter licenses that exist for these crypto exchanges on a state-by-state basis. And there are registration requirements with FinCEN, which would have AML and KYC requirements. And with that in mind, I think there might be some element of what your concern and issues are, but maybe not as comprehensive as a federal regulatory regime over the marketplace that we have with traditional markets.
Thank you. Thank you. So I think that I appreciate the brevity of your answers because I think that what this shows us, the crypto world of FTX shows us what can happen when there aren't basic consumer protections. And, you know, I don't care whether you're buying wheat or stocks or FTT, which is the digital coin that was created by FTX, or whether you're buying some derivatives of those assets. The market should be fair and not rigged, and that's the problem. I would also argue that we know how to do this. Crypto is a new thing, but the rules of the road for how to ensure that markets are fair and that financial institutions know what's happening. I mean, those rules are not new. And it seems, Madam Chair, that our job is to figure out how we can enforce the laws that we have and then plug the holes where those holes exist, or we're going to see more disasters like FTX.
Agree.
Thank you. Let me just ask one last question because I have a bit more time. There are obviously real concerns about FTX collapse and future swings in crypto markets as this instability has unfolded. Since you serve also, Chair Benham, on the the FSOC, and I'm sure that this is something that you think about as well, the impact of crypto on general financial stability. Could you comment on that and how you see that issue?
So I think thus far it hasn't been of huge concern. And if you look back to the spring when we had the Terra Luna collapse and then now with the FTX collapse, the banking system and the market system have been largely siloed from the crypto system. And I think that is a testament to the value of our banking regulatory system and our market system, and keeping that crypto market out. I at this point, given the current size, and I was here a year ago, I think we were talking about $3 trillion in market cap, and now it's well under $1 trillion itself. There is no direct impact to financial stability, but it's not something that I think we can rest our laurels on. We have to think about what ifs and what may happen in the future. And these are the types of things that concern me, is we can't just assume things will remain the same and things will be safe. We have to be aggressive. We have to be thoughtful of different scenarios. And we have to assume with gaps in the system, as you pointed out, future crises will continue to occur.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much.